I built 10 crazy mazes, and you should definitely watch to the end to see them all. Feel free to skip past the building parts if you just want to see the playthrough. Enjoy. Maze number 1 I call the Mega Maze because it took almost 100,000 blocks to build and the walls are about 80 blocks high. So here's the playthrough. Since the walls are really high, it makes the maze really intimidating and quite confusing. I was wandering around and noticed that the maze was giving me Blade Runner vibes. This is definitely a maze that you probably need at least half an hour to complete. After wandering around for a while, I felt like I was pretty close to the exit, so I turned a few more corners and walked past a few more walls. Then I finally started to get close, and I approached a yellow wall and finished the maze. Okay, here's the building part of this maze, and feel free to skip to 150 if you'd like to just go to the next maze. This is the Nether Parkour Maze, which was one of my favorites to build and test. It's kind of similar to a Choose Your Own Adventure because there are around 3 different paths that will all take you to the end of the maze. It's quite a dangerous maze with lava everywhere and holes that you could easily fall through. After getting halfway up the maze, I approached a section with 3 different doors. However, only one of them would lead me on the correct path to the exit. The middle door led me all the way up the stairs to the top where the gold was waiting for me. Onto the building part of this maze, skip to 330 to see the next maze. This is the Enchanted Forest Maze. I built it around a forest and added water everywhere. The maze requires you to go and swim up through water and traverse through groves of trees. Half of the maze isn't submerged, and that's where I found the exit, which was at the top of a waterfall next to 3 lanterns. This is the building part of the maze. Skip to 453 if you want to see the next maze. This maze is one of my favorites. I call it the underwater river maze, and it's really cool because it requires you to actually swim through the whole maze. The glass walls and tunnels act as obstacles that you have to maneuver around to get through the next parts. I made sure to add a lot of tropical fish in the maze to make it a little bit more fun. After swimming through that tunnel, I finally found the exit. This is the building part of this maze. Skip to 643 if you want to see the next one. This is the Mushroom Cave Maze. It's quite small, but it was really fun to build. You start outside of the cave, and you have to go through the door and make your way through several layers of walls and mushroom and cave tunnels. You also have to be pretty careful to not fall through any of the holes on the ground. Walking on top of the maze was also pretty fun. Okay, you can skip to 819 if you want to see the next maze. This is the glass sky mirror maze, whatever you want to call it. It was really hard to make because I had to build a massive tower from the ground up just to place the very first block. All the glass makes going through the maze super confusing. After about 20 minutes, I eventually reached an area that looked really promising and finished the maze. This is the building portion of the maze. Skip to 942 for the next one. Alright, the honey maze, definitely one of my favorites. I made a massive sphere of honey blocks and filled it with honeycomb. You're basically stuck in a sticky beehive and you have to find your way out through all the various tunnels. I made it to a clearing toward the bottom of the hive, and I think I finally found a way out. Okay, the building part of the maze. Skip to 1058 for the next one. I wanted to go more traditional on this one. It's kind of just like a standard hedge maze, but with 3 different circular domes, and you have to go all the way through to the third one to escape. You eventually reach an area with a secret opening and a ladder to take you down to the next island of the maze. Okay, if you want to skip through the building, go to 1236 for the second to last maze. Okay, this one's more of like a choose your own adventure more than a maze, but it's still really cool. I built it on the side of a mountain and it has several different areas that you can access to reach the final end of the maze. There are also 2 or 3 different paths that take you through waterfalls. All parts of the maze eventually lead to this large staircase that takes you all the way to the top where the green banners are, meaning you made it. Okay, this is the building section. If you want to skip to the very last maze, go to 1354. This last maze was actually a pretty cool idea. I was going around the world searching for different maze ideas and I found this really cool mountain village, so I decided to just surround it completely with diamond blocks as huge walls. I kind of just sectioned off 6 different parts of the village into different parts of the maze that you have to go through. After about 20 minutes, I found the exit. Feel free to watch the building part of the maze, because this one was actually pretty interesting. If not, thank you so much for watching and make sure to like and subscribe.